time joining 10 Analytics Business webinar. Type number 10 in the chat if this is your first time joining 10 Analytics webinar. Type 10 or type, okay. So Chiemere, Shalom, first time, fantastic. So only Chiemere is the newcomer here. Is that what we're saying? It's my third time. Oh, fantastic. Good to have you here once again. Rinret, good to have you. Okay. So I'd love to hear from others. I'll also love to know where you are joining us from. I'm joining in from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so I would love to know where you are joining us from. And also, we're expecting Jos Plateau State. Fantastic. I would love to also let you know that we're going to be learning something fantastic in tonight's session, and you may want to share this link with a loved one, your colleague at work, share with them, let them join. They'll be learning something amazing in tonight's session. Okay, my name is Muhammad Suleiman, and I'll be driving this session this evening. So I'll be sharing my screen and we'll get right into it. We have no time to waste time. So we'll get right into it. I would want you to pay rapt attention while we're in this session. Okay, pay rapt attention while in the session. And if you have any questions, ensure to write it down somewhere so that at the end of the session, I would activate your microphone and we can have a conversation. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. I'll share my screen now, and then Kaderonka is ready. Akosile is ready. Okay, we're all ready. Fantastic. All right, so tonight we'll be looking at how people are making money building AI automation for companies. Okay, so but just to confirm one more time before firing away, type crystal clear in the chat if you can see my screen. I'm sharing my screen currently, so type crystal clear in the chat if you can see my screen. Type crystal clear in the chat if you can see my screen. Crystal clear, fantastic, crystal clear. Great, crystal clear. All right, so good to have you all once again. All right, and thanks for the confirmation. Once again, ensure to share this link with your loved one. And while we're in the session, one of my colleagues will be sharing some links with you. Now, the link is going to be the attendance form. Now, for those who want to get access to my slides and to the project we'll be building today, as well as the recording of this session, once the attendance form drops in the chat, ensure to click on it and fill it out. Okay, now if for any reason you cannot click on it and you can also not copy the link, then ensure to reach out to any of the admins in the WhatsApp community or follow the instruction in the message that contains the link in the chat. So are we together? Are we together? Can we ride on now? Can we ride on now? Are we together? Give me a thumbs up. If we're together, give me a thumbs up. Let me know we're together and we're good to go. All right, great. So let's move ahead. Now, why exactly are we here today? Why exactly are we here today? Now, you could fall into one of three categories if you're here tonight listening. All right, so you could be physically exhausted right now, and the only way you can make more money right now is by working more. All right, so which means your body pays for that money. All right, you pay for that extra cash that you are making. It does not have to be like that. Or you're in the category where you're just a little bit frustrated. All right, so you show up at work every day, you've done that for the last 5 years, and there's been no significant, change in what you're earning or even your position. All right, and you're trying to fix that. That's the reason why you're here. Okay, or you fall in the category where you see other people building stuff, and it seems as if you are the only one who does not know how to build these things, and you want to get remote jobs. People are getting remote jobs, but it seems as if it's something that is, you know, far and unrealistic for you to achieve. Tonight, we'll demystify all of that, okay, and show you practical steps that have worked. Okay, so we'll look at quite a lot of things. We'll look at an AI skill that would enable you land your first job within 2 months. Then you see what is required, what you have to learn, and so on. And then how do you gain the experience that would convince employers, and how can you get started today? Okay, so but a little backstory about Tenalytics. Tenalytics is an edtech firm, and what we do is to help the people of the Black community land high paying roles. Okay, especially in the tech ecosystem. And we have a very good CV to show for it. We're registered in Alberta, Canada, and London, UK. We've been operating for the last half a decade. And in that period, we've helped 4,000 plus people with no prior experience to transition into the tech ecosystem and land their first jobs. 122 full-time employees, 300 plus industry experts, and our tracks span across generative AI for data analytics, AI automation engineering, which we'll be talking about today, data analytics, health tech, and so many more. All right. So you can always visit us. We'd love to see you. Now, a little bit about myself. My name is Mohammed Suleiman. I'm an AI specialist, a data analyst, a data scientist, a business analyst, a business intelligence analyst, and also a top tech trainer and mentor. I wear so many hats. Okay, so I currently head the training operations here at Analytics Business, and I've also served as the chief operating officer at Mediant Analytics, and I've helped quite a number of people get into the tech space. All right, and I also work remotely from Lagos, Nigeria. I've worked for quite a number of conglomerates, including Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brands, and I did serve as the data scientist for them remotely from Lagos, Nigeria. So you can also do these things too, all right, if you have the right guidance. Okay, now big question for you: do you think AI will replace you or take your job? What do you think? Is your answer yes or no? Type it in the chat. I would love to know. What do you think? Do you think AI is going to take your job? Do you think AI will take your job? Yes or no? Fantastic. Francis says no. Olusegun says no. Capital no. Olusegun's no is not an ordinary no. It is capital no. All right. So while your answers are coming in, I can see so many people believe that AI is not going to take your job. And guess what? You are correct. Okay? If you say no, you are correct. If you say yes, you are also correct. But there is a caveat. Now, the thing is, AI itself does not have hands and legs to take your job. So it's not AI that's going to take your job. It is that your colleague that is sitting next to you at the office that knows how to use AI better than you that will take your job. That is how it works. Okay, so AI itself won't take your job, but it's gonna use someone else. All right, so you need to be able to use AI effectively. If you're here and you currently work okay, you should start thinking about how you can sharpen your skills now more than ever. And if you're here, you don't do a 9 to 5, you maybe run your own business, fantastic. You should start to look at how do I build something in the tech ecosystem as a business owner? How do I scale my business using AI? All right. If not, that's your competitor that is using AI better than you will displace you very fast. Okay. So, and I would love to use Olusegun Agbolade as a case study here. This young man got a remote job working for a company in Canada right after I finished um, the program with us. Again, it's a 2 month program. This young man, Olusegun, used to serve as an operations manager for a logistics firm in Nigeria. He had a background in finance. He joined us November 2025, joined our AI automation track, and he stayed with us for 2 months. So he learned for 2 months. So he completed his training January 2025, and right after completion, he got his first tech role. He didn't stop there. He worked with the Canadian brand for 4 months. Okay, and once his contract ended, he set up his own AI agency, and he's now building solutions for businesses, and he's doing very well for himself. If you go to his LinkedIn, Olusegun Agbolade, you're gonna see his you're gonna see his experience. Okay, and he built all of this in a space of 6 months, 2 months for training, 4 months for his first job, and then started his own AI agency. He became a tech founder just like that. So the big contention, the big question is how exactly did Olusegun do it? I'm really very interested in knowing how. How did he pull this off? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. So, and mind you, the attendance form is dropping in the chat box. Okay, so the attendance form is in the chat. If you want the recording of my session, this session it's currently being recorded. So if you want it mailed to you alongside my slides, as well as the project we'll be building together today, ensure to fill out the form. If you can't fill out the form, just read the message after the link and you will be good to go. You will be good to go. All right. So Agbolade Olusegun did 5 things. 5 things. Okay, he did 5 things, and those 5 things I'm gonna walk you through them tonight. Okay, and while doing so, I would also we'll build something together. Okay, I'll show you how to build something using AI. All right. So, and one of the beautiful things about AI today is that you don't need a coding background. You don't even need to like coding. You don't need to like coding. You don't need a coding background. All you need is to be able to understand what I'm saying to you. So if you can understand the English I'm saying to you right now, then you're good. All right, you're good to go. So we'll talk about those 5 things that Olusegun did, and we're starting with, first off, he learned a high demand skill. Now, if one of your goals is to land a remote job or to get clients remotely, where you don't have to set up an office, in a physical location, you're in your house, and so on, you need to learn a high demand skill. Charles, the instruction was, if you have any issue clicking the link, just read the message after the link in the chat. Just read the message after the link. Okay, and you will find your solution there. All right. So now he learned a high in demand skill. Learning a high in demand skill is one of the most important piece. Listen to my choice of word. One of the most important piece in the puzzle. So because when you learn a high demand skill, it makes it a lot less difficult to get a remote job, because recruiters are eagerly looking for people who can do these things. Okay, and there is a shortage in the amount of people that the recruiters have access to that can actually do this. Okay, a lot of people will say, "Oh, I can do it, I can do it," but they don't have proof. So you want to be that person that would say you can do it, and that also has proof to back it up. And that was what Olusegun did, learning a high in demand skill. Okay, and I want to talk about AI automation engineering to start with. AI automation engineering. Now, AI automation engineering is leading when it comes to AI career paths today. And what is AI automation engineering? Before I, dissect what you have in front of you on your screen, AI automation engineering is literally creating workflows that would work automatically. So instead of somebody going to do the manual work, you create an AI agent that will do that job for them. You can also create for yourself as well. It makes life easy, and it allows you to focus on um, building relationships with your clients rather than just being busy. So that's what AI automation is. And one of the things that makes it very versatile is because it is it is applicable across so many sectors: sports, FMCG, automobile, um, the food industry, okay, logistics, HR, operations, you name it. It is highly versatile. So apart from the fact that you can choose a niche within AI automation, it is also very versatile, making it very, very lucrative. A lot of people are looking for people who know how to build automation. Okay, so you have, beg your pardon. So what do you need to learn? First, you need to learn the basics of automation, the foundation of AI automation, and then you go to N8N. Now, N8N is the leading AI automation tool rather in the on the globe right now. That's because it is highly compatible with so many third-party, um, you know, software and the likes. So N8N is very versatile, okay, and generally widely accepted in the industry. So you'll be learning anything, okay, and you'll be learning how to use anything for so many things like document search, memory, and RAG systems. This is building an AI agent that would answer frequently asked questions for you on your website. I don't know if anybody here has gone to all those websites where you see a chatbot saying, "Oh, hello, how can I help you?" And when you send it a message, it will just be talking off script. With AI, with AI agents, you can build a chatbot that is as intelligent as a human and can hold more effective and productive conversations with people. You can build, an AI agent that would act as a customer care. All right. You can automate workflows even within your operations, not just customer facing. So there are just numerous applications for AI automation. Okay, you would go to advanced automation with API keys and all of that, multi-agent system, deployment, and then finally you do your capstone project. And you'd learn quite a number of things: webhooks, Gemini, Make, and so on. Okay. We'll come later to the structure of the program, but typically classes are during the weekends, and then your learning timeline is for 2 months. Now, I want us to do something practical, okay? I'll try and be as fast as I can, okay? So you want to watch what I'm doing, and ensure to fill out the attendance form so that you can get the recording. And I would love you to go back to the recording and replicate what we're about to do now. Okay. And when you're done with yours, that's pretty much you're already an AI automation engineer. And then you can post that on LinkedIn, tag Analytics Business, tag me as well, Mohammed Suleiman on LinkedIn. I'd love to see exactly what you have built. Okay, we're going to use a bunch of tools today. Okay, not just anything. I beg your pardon. So not just anything, we're going to use a bunch of tools. Okay, and you see exactly how that plays out. Okay, so we use ChatGPT, we use Anything, we use LinkedIn, we use Perplexity AI, we use Notebook LM. Okay, if you've heard of all of these tools before, just give me a thumbs up. But if there is one that you've not heard before, give me a thumbs down. If you've heard of all of these tools before, give me a thumbs up. If you've not heard of one or any or more of this, okay, you all know Perplexity, you all know Notebook LM, you all know Anything. Fantastic, you guys are pros. All right, am I in the correct place? Am I in the right session? I was told this is your first time for majority of you. Okay, now you're making me question whether I'm in the correct session. All right, that's fine. Francis, you're laughing. Okay, so that is fine. Okay, but I'm going to show you a very lazy way to use Anything. All right, now let me explain so that you understand the context of the lazy that I said. Now, normally, for you to create an automation, because automation is not new. Automation has been existing for so many years. The reason why it is popular today is because you no longer have to write codes to create an automation. Now it is just drag and drop. But you see me, I don't want to drag and drop. I'm also still too lazy to, apart from the fact that I'm lazy to write code, all right, I'm also still lazy to drag and drop. Okay. So I'm going to show you, okay, the lazy man way of building an automation. Who is in for this? Okay, I need to know you are in for this, and you should have filled the attendance form by now. If by now you don't fill the attendance form, then I'm wondering what are we doing here? Okay, so ensure to fill the attendance form and type done in the chat so that I know you filled it. Okay, so type done in the chat. Once you filled it, type done in the chat, and you are good to go. Okay, you can see Tululope Ayeni is one of my team members, and you can use that attendance form. All right, so all I'm going to do is very simple. Okay, so I'm going to open up my Google Chrome. Okay, I'm going to open up my Google Chrome. I'm going to open up my Google Chrome. Okay, normally N8N would allow. Okay, so I'm going to open up my Google Chrome. Okay, and I'm going to search N8N. N8N. Okay, N8N. All right, and I'm going to start free trial. That's the first link. Okay, N8N, then starts free trial, and then it brings me to this page. Okay, and all I need to do is to click on get started for free. It's pretty intuitive. You just follow the prompt and it should bring you to it'll ask you a few questions, ask you to enter in your email and all of that and so on. You can start your free trial and all of that. I have already started a free trial for this particular instance, so I'm just going to click on open instance. So for you, if you're opening it for the first time, you just go ahead and register with your email, answer the questions they will ask you, and it should be fine. You should find yourself on page like this. So I've built a few workflows, so in here, so you should be seeing what you will see is this. So you either see this or you see a page after you've after I have clicked on, you see this page, after I've clicked on create workflow, you see this page. Okay, so on here, you can see it's like a canvas that needs me to draw something on to make something happen, and that's exactly what it is. All right, so you can see add first step here. So if I click here, I should be able to add my first. Is it N10? Yes, this is N10 Chisel Bank. Okay, and yes, you're correct. So now remember, as having to click to add any step. What I'm going to do is, because like I said, automation has existed before, and before it was coding, you will write codes. To be precise, JSON codes. So you first need to go and learn JSON, learn the syntax of JSON, and you code. So it was very tedious, but now I could just click here, you know, add first step, and I can search whatever I want to search. I can say, okay, on form submission. So when somebody fills a form, I want this workflow to start. Okay, I'm too lazy to do that. Okay, so do you know what I'll do? I'm going to go to ChatGPT. All right, so let's go to ChatGPT, guys. Go to ChatGPT. Go to ChatGPT. All right, go to ChatGPT. So once you go to ChatGPT, all right, so what you're going to say is, hold on. All right. So what you're going to say is very simple, okay? You're going to say, give me, okay? I heard that some people are chatting with ChatGPT, they're like, hello. They first say hello before actually asking ChatGPT for what they want. They are greeting ChatGPT. Do you guys do that? Is it true? You say something like hello ChatGPT, and then somebody's laughing. All right, so you don't need to do that. Okay, just go straight to the point. You see that hello that you're saying, it does not add any value. ChatGPT is not human, so you only give courtesy to human beings. All right, so it behaves like a human, but it's not human. So don't uh, don't say hello, please. All right, so give me so. And don't worry, I'm not being rude to ChatGPT. Okay, so let's deal with all of that. So I'll say, give me the JSON, JSON for give me the JSON code for an N8N workflow. Okay, an N8N workflow that upon form submission, meaning once somebody fills my form, okay, upon form submission, okay, CV is scanned, okay, the person is meant to upload their CV in the form, all right, and the CV is scanned, and the details, the relevant details, let's say relevant details, the relevant details are extracted, or let me see, the relevant details in the CV is listed on the Google Sheet. All right, is listed on a Google Sheet. Are we together? How many of us are familiar with Google Sheet here? How many of us are familiar with Google Sheet? You've seen Google Sheet before. Google Sheet is, very popular. All right. So interesting. Now, this will save me stress. Okay, it's gonna save me stress. Give me the JSON code for an N8N workflow that upon form submission, CV is scanned and the relevant details in the CV is listed on a Google Sheet. Now, once I send this, ChatGPT is going to write code for me. Now, I'm not even going to check the code. I will just copy it and go to anything and Control V. All right, Control C and Control V. Control C and Control V. Are we together, guys? Make sure to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already, and type done in the chat once you are done. Okay? Somebody saying. All right. Olusegun, you understand the technicalities, yeah. So I didn't want to get into all of that technicality, but just don't say hi to ChatGPT, all right? You don't need that. Okay, so now that okay, ChatGPT appears to be thinking here, so let's wait for it to think. Okay, so and this is something very funny about AI these days. AI will tell you it is thinking. Like, where is the brain you're using to think? All right. So, well, it just mimics the thinking. Okay, so let's wait for it to think. Once it's done thinking, please write my code for me. Okay, so while it's thinking, let me just take some questions. Since AI can make mistakes, is there no way the code can be wrong? The code can be wrong mostly if your prompt is wrong. Okay, so code can definitely be wrong, but there will be a technical issue for your code to be wrong. I don't want to get into that. Okay, you asked a very brilliant question. But I mean, there are several ways. For example, you enter into ChatGPT and you say, write a Python code to do uh, a k-means prediction for me in Python. Okay, this is my data. I have my data set in Jupyter Notebook, and then it gives you a bunch of code, and then you copy it and you paste it in the Jupyter Notebook, and some of the column names it has does not conform with the column names in your data. It does not mean the code is wrong, but the code will not work for you. Okay, so there are some basics you need to know. All right, so but things like this, you don't. For automation, just ask for a JSON code. It would work any day, anytime. All right. So brilliant question. I think it's still thinking. The code flow is confirmed. Please, can you give me my JSON code so that I can be going? ChatGPT. Can you push it, tell ChatGPT to stop thinking and give me my JSON code? Probably I should have set it to not to think, but let's just leave it. So you can see it is on high here. So it is on high here. So that's why it's thinking. If I had set it to instant, it would have given me my response instantly. So, but yeah, for some tasks, I would prefer that it's just thinks. But let's wait for it to be done. What is it saying? The core flow is confirmed. I'm now aligning the node path parameters with current anything versions of JSON imports cleanly imports cleanly rather than serving as pseudocode. Whatever I want to do, just do it and give me my code. So I'll just wait. All right. Yeah, Rinret, exactly. So Olusegun is quite correct. So when you send a message to ChatGPT, you see all this thinking. Okay, it is consuming data, it is consuming electricity. There's a whole lot going on that you can't see. All right. So not your electricity, but the electricity of those who provided ChatGPT to you. So that is that. So when you say hello, just burn all of those. All right. So anonymizing credentials. Please, can you give me my code so that I can go, please? All right. So it's analyzing. Let's wait. Okay, so what I'm going to do is once I paste it, I plug in my own credentials in N8N, test the workflow, I ensure it works. Once it works, I'll then go to LinkedIn. I'll look for a founder. okay, and search about their business, all right, and see how what I have built can be of help. So okay, um, what is my code? Google Sheet, all right, Google Sheet setup. Okay, download the complete anything workflow JSON. Okay, just give me the code. Just give me the code in a block for me to copy. All right, just give me a code in a block for me to copy. Okay, so that's what I need. Just give me the code for me to copy. I just want to copy. All right, so it's copy. I want to copy. I don't want to download. Again, remember I'm lazy, right? Do you remember that I'm lazy? Keep that in mind. So now it's doing the right thing. This is what I want. Okay, I'm not even interested in the code. I just want to copy it. So this is the button I'm looking for. So once this button is active, I'm gonna click it. So I'll wait. All right, so now ChatGPT is doing the right thing. Okay, so I just need the code. Fantastic. So it is live now. Okay, so it's done. This is what you would have learned. You will learn this for like eight years. Okay, but let me not exaggerate. So I'll just click on copy. All right. Thank you very much. And come here, Control V. All right. And boom, I have this. Can you see that, guys? All right, can you see that? So I have this workflow. Okay, so this is I could have taken like quite some time to build this, but yeah. So this is on form submission. This is a form submission. Let me double click to show you exactly what it is. So when I double click on it, you get to see this is a form submission, CV submission form. Submit your details and upload, your CV and so on and so forth. Okay, fantastic. Then here, extract text. So anything text in the PDF that I uploaded is to extract it. Then here, it is extract candidate information. Now that text that it has extracted is going to now separate it in maybe name, phone number, email, and all of that with the help of ChatGPT. And then here is going to prepare the detail in a format that I can now put in a Google Sheet. All right. So let us execute the workflow and let's get started. So I'll start from the on form submission. Double click and I'll click on. Okay, so let me explain what you're seeing on the screen. When you click, okay, let me explain this. All right. Each of these elements you are seeing are called nodes. Okay, so you have the form node, you have the extract node, you have another extract node, you have a code node, then you have the Google Sheet node, you have a chat model attached to this node. Now, when you double click to open a node, you would have something on the left, which is the input. This is the input area. What comes into that node, and what is that node going to produce? Okay, so this is the trigger. Okay, so it's pretty much you executing the step. Okay, so let's execute the step. It's going to ask me to upload my form. Okay, so it's asking me for my name. So I'll type my name, my email, and what now? And I'll upload my CV. So I'm going to click on choose file. Okay, and I'll just upload my CV. So I have my CV ready. So I'll click on submit CV and form submitted. So now it has submitted the form. Okay, so I can close that. Now you can see something is appearing on the output. You can see sample CV, file extension, PDF, sizes 144 kilobytes, and so on. So I can close this now. So I've executed that and you can see it is green. So we're making progress. Now here, I'm going to double click. Okay, so here you can see the submission is now on the left. That's the input side. And on the right hand side, I have the output. Okay, because I've not executed this step, I have nothing on the output. So this step is meant to extract the content of the CV. So when I click execute step, if all is well and good, it should execute, and you see applicant name, applicant email, file name, some other jargons that I'm not interested in. Okay, what else? What else? Language, sample CV, CV file, Microsoft Word, all of those things. All right, so I have all of that. Okay, I have all of that. All right, I have all of that. Okay, um, hold on. Let me go back here. Let's execute once again. Okay, let me use another CV, please. Okay, so Suleiman Muhammad. All right, so I want to use another CV. I don't think I used the correct CV. All right, so Muhammad at analytics.org. All right, now choose file. Let's choose file. Okay, so let's go right here. Let's go here. Yeah, no, that is it. Muhammad CV. Then let's submit. Okay, so form submitted. All right, so that's better. So let's go back to extract CV now. Okay, and let's execute this step, and I should have my output. Good. So Suleiman Mohammed, analytics.org and all of that. Okay, good. Yeah, I am good. So it has extracted the info. All right. So now that I have this, the next thing is extract the candidate information. Okay. So I'm going to double click on that, and immediately you see a bunch of codes again here. So and I don't really need to go into the details. All right. But what this is saying is it's going to extract full name, candidate's full name exactly as shown in the CV, email, the phone number, the location, the description, the what else? LinkedIn URL. You know, those are information that the professional summary, what is the current job title, total years of experience, you know, skills, all of those things he wants to extract it. All right. And this cannot, it can't do it alone. It needs a model. Okay, let me show you the model. All right, so this is the model here. Okay, the OpenAI chart model, and I could use Gemini as well. Okay, but let's try OpenAI chart model. So I'll double click on this. Now the OpenAI chart model is the is like essentially Chat GPT. All right. So I'm going to set up credentials. Okay, so it's asking me for API key. Okay, so set up credentials. So let's try Gemini instead. Okay, let me use Gemini instead of OpenAI chat model. So I'm just going to delete this. Okay, chat model. All right, so it will be a plus. Then I'll click on the plus, and let's just search Gemini. Yeah, Gemini. So Google Gemini chat model. So I'm going to click on that. So I already have my API for Google Gemini, but if you want to get your own API key, because you may not have your credentials here, okay, so what you can do is you just open another tab and type Google Gemini API key. Google Gemini API key. Click on get your Google Gemini API key to take you to this page. All right, take you to this page. I'm get started. Okay, hold on. Google get a Gemini API key. Okay, set up your API key. Yes, so the second one is what I actually want to click on, and you should find, yeah, create or view a Gemini API key. Okay, create or view Gemini API key, and that should allow you create an API key right here. Okay, so you click on create an API key, and like as you can see, I've created a bunch of API keys, so you can create yours as well. So once you create yours, you just click on this. You're going to see setup API key. Just click on that, paste the API key, and save. That's all. You'll have this. Okay, so once you have this, you're pretty much good to go, and you can come back here and execute. Okay, you can come back here and execute step, and if all is good, it should go. It says text for item is zero, not defined. So I think there is no text here. Let me see. So no text. All right, so let me check that CV one more time to confirm that I am using the right CV. Let me confirm that I am using the right CV. Okay, so let's go back here. Execute step. Okay, and let me fill the form again. Okay, let me type more Suleiman and email, and choose file. Let's choose a file. Um, Shape sample CV. Okay, so let's use. Let me view this. Okay. Um, Preview. There are text in there. Okay, so this should be good. All right. So this should be good. All right. So this should be good. Okay. Yes. So I have that. Then extract. Okay. We're gonna extract that. Keep source maximum page 0. All right. Then candidate info executes the. All right. Text for item is not defined. Okay. So what it's saying is that my text here, um, my text here has nothing inside of it, which is interesting. Okay, so let's investigate that one more time on this portion. Okay, so let's come here. What did you extract for me? Okay, so text here is also empty. My name, the file name, and so on. Custom Microsoft Word document. All right, so let's do it this way. Okay, I'll try another CV. Okay, I'm gonna try another CV just to confirm. I'm gonna try another CV now. All right, choose file. Okay, submit. Unsubmitted. All right, so that's done. Then let's execute this one more time. Okay, so where's my text now? So I should have my text right here. All right, I should have my text right here. Hold on a second. All right, so let me just quickly investigate, okay, on what the issue is exactly. Okay, so execute the workflow. All right, so let's execute once again. Execute the workflow. Let's choose a file. Submit. Okay, form submitted. All right, so let's come here. So here I have my text right here. So the text, you should have what is contained inside of that CV. Okay, the first name, the phone number, and all of that. You should have that there. Then in the extract, let's look at the extract. Okay, this is where you would have all of that structure. Okay, where you have your full name, email, phone, all of those things. We want to extract them. Now, the chart model, let's reconstruct this one more time. Okay, let's reconstruct this one more time. Okay, Gemini chart model. Okay, Google Gemini chart model. All right, so could use that. Then execute step. Okay, problem not executing candidate. All right, so I think I will just get another API key. So let's get an API key together. All right, let's get an API key. Okay, create or view a Gemini API key. And I create API key. Click on create API key. Okay, create API key. Default Gemini project. Create key. And that should create an API key for me. All right, so create a new key. So this is my API key right here. Copy that, and then I am back here. Okay, so I use that in the chart model. All right, I use that here in the chart model. Remove this API key, paste the new one, then save. All right, then save. Then we try again. All right, we execute this step once again. Okay, so all is well and good. We should work now with the new API key. Okay, so let's hold on for it. So executing that particular node. Okay, so for some reason it says service not available. Try again later. Consider setting the node to retry automatically. So this means I may have exhausted that API key. Okay, but what this really does is that once it has formatted it, it then prepares that for putting it into the sheet with all of these. Okay, so I'm not going to go into this. And then you also have your Google Sheets right here. So if I double click on it, inside the Google Sheets here, you would have created a Google Sheet. Okay, and then you would also set up your credentials. If you click here, all you need to do is to sign in with Google, and that's all. Your credentials will be connected. You create your Google Sheet, you know create columns inside of your Google Sheet, and you see them appear here as options. You now start to drag emails, whatever information you want to see, you drag them inside of here. So for example, I have full name here, I have emails here, skills here, and all of that. You can drag from the left pane here inside here. Once you execute the step, you will then find them inside of the Google Sheets that you created. Okay, inside of the Google Sheets that you have created. So let me show you that sheet that I created earlier. So here's the sheet. So you'd find the details of that person's CV, okay, inside of your Google Sheet, the name, the skill, the email, and the phone number right here. All right. So that is how it works. So I think I may have exhausted my token. So here's the reason why, for now it's not working, because I'm using the free version, so you can replicate it. Okay, so now once all of this is done, okay, we'll come back and try later. So once all of that is done, what you really want to do is you now go to LinkedIn. Okay, let's go to LinkedIn. All right, so quickly go to LinkedIn, and in LinkedIn what you want to do is you want to search for founder. Search for founder. Okay, you search for founder. Now this is a tactic you want to use. Now when you search for founder, LinkedIn is going to show you a bunch of startup founders. Okay, and you want to connect with them. All right, you want to connect with each and every one of them. So I'll search for founder. Okay, and once I search for founder, I'll start going through their profiles, and anyone that is currently building, that's the one I want to reach out to. So I have Shola Adeyinka, founder of Veil, Bayo Adesonya, Taiwo Akinroko. Okay, so I can just select anyone at random and check through their profile. Okay, just check through their profile. Okay, just to see what they're currently doing. So Taiwo Akinroko, Hey Food. So I think he has an app called Hey Food, if I'm correct. So posted 4 months ago. Okay, so let's take a look at the experience. So all right, co-founder and CEO, January 2022 to present. Okay, so let's go to the Hey Food page itself. That's the company page itself. Now when you go to the company page, what you want to look at is you want to, of course, check how active the brand has been, so that you're shooting your shot in a place that can yield results. Okay, 2K followers, not bad. All right, so this is their homepage. Hayfield has built the software restaurant. Okay, something like a child deck competitor. That's what I perceive here. So I go to about, can read about them. Okay, so they have a website. All right, they have a website. I can copy that website. Okay, I can copy the website. All right, so once I have copied the website, okay, I can now go to Perplexity AI. Perplexity AI. Perplexity AI is the best AI for research. You can also use Google AI mode. Google AI mode. All right. You can also use Google AI mode for your research, but I'll use Perplexity AI. So I would paste the website, and I'll say, tell me about this. Tell me about this business or this startup. about this startup and how an AI and three ways an AI and three ways an AI automation engineer can impact their business positively, especially around where they may be currently lagging behind. So, and I send it. Now, Perplexity is going to check them out, tell me who they are, and tell me areas where an AI automation and tell me where areas an AI automation specialist can come in. So I'll just wait for Perplexity to do its research. So it's actually a research AI. Okay. So it says Hey Food is a Nigerian food delivery and restaurant enablement startup that started in Ibadan, now serves users, merchants, on the marketplace plus SaaS style ordering tool. Its website shows three core business motions: consumer ordering, merchant onboarding, with order management and all of that. Um, 50,000 monthly active users. That's not bad. Okay, that's not bad. It's expanding beyond Ibadan into cities like Abuja and then rather than fighting the toughest Lagos market first. Okay, this is from Y Combinator. That's fine. I think they're doing good. Okay, three AI impact: automate rider operations and retention. An AI automation engineer could build churn risk scoring and all of that. Automate merchant onboarding and support. So these are projects that you can actually build, improve demand, pricing, and operations fast forecasting. So AI model can predict other surges and all of that. So you can create things like that. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to just copy all of this. Okay, I'm going to copy all of this. All right, that's copy. Okay, and I'm going to go to another AI called Notebook LM. Okay, Notebook LM. Or okay, before I go to Notebook LM, I think I should go back to ChatGPT. All right, let's quickly go back to ChatGPT. Okay, so and I'll tell ChatGPT that I will give you a research I have done, and I want you to put it. I want you to. I want you to give me a text for my presentation to the founder of the company. Okay, so I paste that research. I paste the research. Okay, Control V and send it. And ChatGPT will just give me a text. Okay, and it is that text. I just wanted to refine it. That's why I am. Hold on. Okay, so I think I should have toggled it to instant again. So let's okay, it's done. So I have my text. Okay, let me see. So let's do that again. Let's do that again. Let's put it as instance. Okay, and let's try again. All right, so I think okay, for some reason my screen is frozen. Okay, so it's thinking again. All right, so let's hold on. So you should give me a text now. I will then copy the text and head over to notebook LM. All right, so yeah, it is generating first opportunity rider operations retention. So this is based off that research that Perplexity has done. Okay, so this is what you want to do if you don't want to apply to jobs. You want to reach out directly to founders. Okay, but there are ways you do it because this is just my research first off. All right. So I'll just give it a little bit of time to finish generating third opportunity. So once it's done generating, this copy button will be activated and then I can copy. All right. And then I'm going to use this to generate a visually engaging slide. Okay. On that slide, I would use the slide to pitch. All right. Phase two. Okay. Phase three, forecasting, expected business value, and all of that. So for customers, all right. Chat GPT. Okay. Conclusion. Goal would not be to introduce. Blah, blah, blah. So, all right. So the results from that pilot could then be measured using indicators rather than. All right. So I think it's done now. Okay. Are you done? Yes, you are. So now I'm going to copy that. I'm going to copy that and then go to Notebook LM. Let's head over to Notebook LM. Notebook LM. Just search Notebook. Notebook LM. L and M. All right. So, and then you click on the first result to bring it to this page. Click Try Notebook LM. Just click Try Notebook LM. All right. It's very fantastic for slide creations. And you want to give Notebook LM two things. Okay. So let it load Notebook LM. Okay. So that is all my projects that I've been doing. I'm going to click on Create New. And Notebook LM will ask me what do I want to give it. So I'm going to click on Copy Text and paste that text and insert. So once I insert it, it will be on the left-hand side here. Another thing I need to insert is the what's it called now? The logo of that, the logo of Hey Food, so that the slide I am creating would have the logo of the business. So I'm going to come back here, go back to the Hey Food on LinkedIn. Okay, I hope you're following, guys, and I hope you've been seeing what we've been doing so far. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you've been following. So what I'm going to do is I am going to now crop the logo. I'm not downloading, I'm cropping. So Windows Shift S, and that would dim my screen a little bit. And then I would crop out the logo. Okay, I'll crop the logo and come here, add source. Let me first paste it here in downloads. Let's first paste it here in downloads. Control V. All right, so let's do that. Let's do that one more time. Let me right click on the logo itself and save. Okay, so I think that's the shortest way. All right, so instead of cropping, let us just save it. Okay, downloads, yes, let's just save it. So after saving, all right, I can then go back to notebook LM, and then click on upload file. And yeah, that is it, the Hey Food logo. So, and then I can upload that. So now I have the Hey Food logo and the text that I want in my slide. Once I have that, I'll now come to the right hand side where it says slide deck. Okay, and then I'll click on the little arrow beside slide deck and then describe the kind of slide I want. I'll say create a pitch slide for me for my pitch to the founder. Make it highly graphical by depicting um, all points in graphics. Use the logo color as the primary color, and then use subtle matching colors as secondary colors. Okay, as secondary colors. All right, and I copy that first. I'll first copy it, then click on generate. Now, why did I copy it? Now, once it starts generating the first slide, I then click on that small arrow again and paste that same prompt and generate again. Now, this will give me two versions of my slide, two versions of my slide, so that once it is done, I can now review both of them and choose which one I want to take. Now, while this one is creating, I can now go back to LinkedIn. Okay, I can go back to LinkedIn, and the very founder that we saw here. Okay, I'll just go back to his page, and then I'm going to go back to his page, and then I'm going to send him a connection request. All right, so you send a connection request. Let's go back here. Taiwo Akinwupo. So I'm going to send him a connection request. Okay, so here, so I'm going to click on connect. Okay, or even message. All right, I could even send a message directly since I have the message option. Okay, but it would be nice to connect first before dive bombing into their DMs. All right, so click on connect. Okay, and hold on. Okay, so connect, and that should send them a connection request. Okay, and then you send a message after they've accepted your connection. All right, so after they've accepted your connection, you do that. So I think network is a little bit slow, hence why this button is not toggling to connection sent. Okay, let me click on message and see. Okay, aha, so connect. Okay, so normally it should give you an option to just send the connection or send the connection with an with a message. All right, so you choose send the connection with a message, and you type that you love what they are doing, you know, you'd love to connect with them, see what they've been building and all of that. You'd love to connect with them, and you know, Once you accept your connection, then after a few days, you send a follow-up message. Okay, that you outlined 3 areas where you think you can genuinely help their business. And this is not a sales pitch. It is purely what you do. You love helping startups, and you don't mind a 5 minute call to just walk him through what those 3 areas are. And you list out the 3 areas just briefly in your message. And once they agree to that, then you can now go back to um, you now go and select your notebook LM. Where's the notebook LM again? So you go back to notebook LM. So by now, you should be almost done generating the 2 slides. Okay, so generating um so we are generating the slides, and it generates very powerful slides. Okay, if you have a very good prompt. So we'll take this, and this is what we're taking to that 15-minute pitch. So having the skill and using this strategy works like it works like magic. Okay, but I want to show you the slide before we then go into the remaining 4 things. Okay, so but it is very important that the skill itself and the strategy, you have it, and then the other 4 things are will come into play. Those other 4 are pretty much straightforward, just me explaining, and then I'll tell you exactly how to get started. I would also show you one of our students' portfolio. Okay, let me show you that while this is still generating. So because you need a compelling portfolio before anybody can take you seriously. And when I say portfolio, I'm talking about a group of projects that you have worked on, okay, and that people can actually look at. Okay, so let me just pull that up. Please confirm you can hear me, guys. Confirm you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, thank you very much, Nima. Yes, all right, fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna try and pull that up. So again, if you've not filled out the attendance form, ensure to fill it out now. Okay, ensure to fill out the attendance form now. Okay, ensure to fill it out now and type it down in the chat while I bring up the portfolio. Okay, so the slides are still getting created. All right, so while that is creating, okay, let's look at the portfolio very quickly. All right, let's look at the portfolio very quickly. Okay, one of the slides is done. One of the slides are done. So, but let me quickly. So let's. Okay, the second one is done as well. Fantastic. Okay, are you ready to look at it now? While the portfolio is loading. I think we should take a look at it quickly while the portfolio is loading. All right, so let's take a look at the slide. Let's take a look at the slide. So let's take a look at the first one, and then you tell me which one you like best. Okay, so this is the first one. All right, you tell me which one you like best. Okay, so this is the first slide. Intelligent scaling, transitioning heavy foods operations from manual expansions to an AI automated ecosystem. All right, and then we go into positive cash flow, customers, riders, and so on, manual scaling, intelligent automation, um, AI flywheel, predictive risk scoring engine, blanket incentives, and all of that. You know, AI rider operations, AI merchant assistant, so you can build an AI assistant, automated document verification, uh, order volume, you know, promotion optimization, all of these things you can, talk about them. Okay. And how do you view the slides? What do you think about the slide? Do you think we should still look at the second one? Okay, just the look and feel of the slide to even start with. Do you want to look at the second one, or you're fine with this? Because in some cases, what I do is I don't bother looking at the second one. If I'm fine with the first one, I don't bother looking at the second one. Okay, but you have a second one. Let's look at the second one. So this is the second one. All right, so this is the second one. Still the same content, okay, just a different way of presenting. All right, so which one do you prefer, this or that, this or that? Okay, do you prefer this or that? I prefer the other one. Okay, I don't know, that's just personal preference, but I prefer the other one. Okay, but this is talking about, the first one. You prefer the first one, Chimera. All right. So precision. So they're practically the same, um, content, just different styles of presentation. So, I said highly graphical. And because I said highly graphical, you see that on practically all the pages, of course, in the beginning, it used the logo of the company. So it's it immediately shows intentionality when you are presenting to the founder. All right, so they can see that, okay, you're working with the brand color, so you would appeal to them, okay, so to their subconscious, so and all of that. All right, so I personally prefer this one. Okay, personally I prefer this. So it's talking about Ibadan, and some other, this, I think this is the map of Ogun State and Oyo, and I don't know. So I think this does the map, then Lagos at the bottom. All right, no problem. So I mean, that is pretty much it. Okay, now, so I'll just quickly breeze through the rest. So the next thing you need to do is you want to learn the right way. Okay, you need to learn in the right way, and learning the right way means that you are learning by doing projects. You are doing the real work. Okay, how did I get the content for the slide? I used ChatGPT, and I copied the text from ChatGPT. Basi, weren't you here? I copied the text from ChatGPT and went to Notebook LM. But just fill the form, you get the recording, and then you'll see it in the recording how I did it. Okay, so we're moving ahead. You want to learn by actually doing projects, and then you want to showcase that project on your portfolio. And speaking about portfolio, this is the portfolio of one of our students. Her name is Glory Akosa. So she built this portfolio. All right, this is her portfolio. Okay, you can see, Pro Edge advisory certifications. You can see her Analytics business certificate right there. She did AI automation engineering. You can see all of that. Okay, on there. So that's the certificate we issued to her. Then you can see her the apps she built. So she did two programs with us. She did AI software engineering and she also did AI automation engineering. So everything she put them in one place. So these are the apps that she built. So you can see the two apps that she built. So, and you can launch the app by simply clicking on this. So click on launch app and that will take you to the app that she built. All right. So this is one of them. Then this is the second one, Bitwise, that she built. Okay. So she hosted this one on Versa. All right. So I could sign up, AI powered tender intelligence. Okay, fantastic one that she did. Then I can click on workflows. So you see the AI workflows that she has built: AI invoice generator, AI compliance intelligence, social media scheduler, um, daily devotion sender, client intake CRM, legal document, and all of that. So and you can see AI compliance launch system. So you click on launch system, you can actually test it out and see how it works. Okay, run AI compliance audit. So this is what a portfolio is. And the amazing thing is that you can build this for free and without writing any code. You can literally vibe code this. Okay, you don't need to write any code with your hand. You don't need to learn coding to do this contact page, and all of that. So I was able to build this, and this is what you also need to be able to stand in front of any recruiter. All right. Now you work on several projects while you're here at Analytics Business, and it is also important to note that not just are we registered in the UK and in Canada, like I mentioned earlier, we're also accredited by um, some of the biggest accreditation bodies in the UK and Canada, CPD as well as the ACTD. Okay, CPD continuous professional development in the UK and the American Council of Training and Development, ACTD, in Canada. Now, what does that mean? It means that you already have number three. Now, number three is that you gain work experience, foreign work experience. Now, the projects you are working on are not just projects, they're going to serve as work experience for you when you're discussing with any interviewer. Okay, now the projects you are designing in class, they're serving as experience for you, and your portfolio also serve as evidence that you know how to do those things that you said you know how to do. Okay, and number four is that you need to know where and how to apply to jobs. For example, I just showed you one unorthodox way of applying in quotes to jobs without actually applying. Okay, by reaching out to the founders directly, and that is a strategy that so many people don't use. They use the good old click on apply. Now, click on the apply button is fine, okay, but you need more than that if you want to break in. So, and there are several job boards, okay, that you can apply to jobs on, and we also provide job links to you as well while you're in the program. And last but not the least, you always are going to need a reference letter, a professional reference letter from us. Okay, and I cannot overemphasize how important that is. Joseph got a reference from us. This was an email reference, so um, the recruitment agency sent us an email with a link to reference Joseph after I provided our details to him. Chiemere Frank. Chiemere Frank got a job recently, got a job last month. Okay. And this was the reference letter I personally issued to him 2 months ago. All right. So you can get this as well once you're within the fold of 10 analytics business. And there are just so many others that have gotten reference letters from us. Now, that is the last piece of the puzzle that completes the whole thing. So generally, you select a career path. Okay, you do all the things that you say you do. You get CV revamp. We'll revamp your CV for you. Okay, your LinkedIn profile, you build your portfolio, attend mentorship session. If you have an interview, we'll prepare you ahead of the interview, plus the job reference. All right, and applying to the jobs. Okay, you this is what lands you. This is what lands you a job eventually. All right. So the big question for you tonight is, are you comfortable where you are right now? Because if you are, you probably don't even need any of this. Okay. So the big question to you is, are you comfortable where you are right now? And I need you to answer. Type your answer in the chat. Are you comfortable where you are right now? Type your answers in the chat. Are you comfy where you are right now? Type your answers in the chat. I'd love to know. Okay. No. All right. So if your answer is no, then I have an offer for you. But before we go into the offer, all right, this is Pavel. Just quickly, just to show you some people that have also done this besides Shemere Frank, besides Pavel, besides Olusegun that I also talked about at the beginning. Pavel was a teacher based in Cameroon, and now he's a tech professional. Okay, and what he did was he joined us just before he traveled to the US, and he was able to land a role working as a healthcare data analyst. Okay, similar story for Judith. Okay, Judith used to do care jobs. Okay, but now she is a tech professional. Bukola, zero experience, and then she joined analytics business, and she was able to get her very first tech job. And you can listen to their interviews below. So for those of you who have filled their attendance form, you're going to receive the slides. I would love that you go through each and every one of them and go to our page as well. You see numerous testimonials there. I don't have to tell you the full story. Just go on our page. You'll see a lot of testimonials, including testimonials of students showing you the work they are doing in class. Okay, they'll show you exactly what they did in class, and you can enjoy it. Now, the next cohort starts this weekend. Okay, the next cohort starts this weekend. Now, if you're ready to start this weekend, I have an amazing and scintillating offer for you. Okay, and how you can get the offer is this. Okay, so there are two ways. You can get it via our website. Okay, programs. I'm going to type in the website in the chat. Programs dot analytics business .ca. Okay, so if you visit that site, you will get access to our website. Okay, so you're going to get access to our website. All right, so on the website you can register. Okay, but there are going to be different prices. The price on the website currently is different from the price I'm going to offer you, so I need you to pay attention. All right, so you can go through the website, or you can pay the original amount, which is 250. Okay, 250,000, which you would not be paying because ordinarily you get a 40% discount. All right, so with the 40% discount, you get to pay a sum of 150,000 naira, which you can break into 3 installments. But if you're going to register today, if you're going to register today, okay, um, you can pay a sum of 100,000 naira only. With a sum of 100,000 naira only, you get everything that we've talked about so far. You also get access to your LMS. Okay, and speaking about the website, let me show you what that looks like, because you need to open an account on the website so that from there you can get access to your learning management system. So this is the website. You can see the courses, you scroll, see the courses, but I'm going to sign in so that I show you what your learning will look like. So once you have registered, you've given access to this LMS, you see your name, you see your LMS guide here. You just watch the video to know how to use this board. But if you come to the left panel here, you see dashboard, classroom, lesson videos. Once you go to lesson videos, you get access to or any course that you've registered for, and you can start watching the video. Okay, you can start watching your videos. All right, so you can start watching your videos. So that is how it works. So you can see the modules that I've completed, and so on and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is exactly how um it works. Okay, that is exactly how it works. Okay, so if you want to secure your spot with 100,000 naira right now, you can use the start button link that Tululope has pasted in the chat. Okay, so you have 3 links. You can either pay via the website. If you want to pay 150,000 naira, you can pay via the website. If you want to pay 100,000 naira, you can use the start button link. Okay, that's the second link in the message Solope has sent. And then the third link is for those of you who want to book a clarity session. So probably you must have booked your spot already to start this weekend, but you need some questions answered before you actually get started. You can book a session, and we can have a conversation. All right, so I'm gonna say you want to register now. Fantastic. So just go ahead, use one of the links in the chat. Okay, the second one to be precise. All right. So once you let me show you what it looks like. So once you click on the second link in the message that Tolope has sent, I'm just going to copy the link alone and paste it so that you know which one I'm talking about exactly. All right, so that is it in the chat that I've pasted. So this is what it's going to look like. So once you get to this, once you get the payments link, so you're going to see start button, and then ensure you can see date, Analytics data and strategy limited. Okay, and then all you need to do here is to type in 100,000. Okay, and enter in your email and click continue. All right, click continue, and that takes you to, it's going to generate for you a unique, don't use this one on my screen, please. It's going to generate yours for you. Okay, and once you have made the transfer, okay, you can now send me a DM directly. 0703 703 2116. The third link has a 404 error. Probably you need to look at it one more time. Okay, this is what the third link should give you. Uh, the third link is for booking a clarity session. So you want to speak one-on-one. Okay. Tolope, probably you should check the clarity link. and confirm that all is well and good. All right. So, but the third link would give you a clarity session. But Sunny, if you want to speak, if you want to speak with me one-on-one, you can pretty much just send me a DM. All right. I think that's the fastest way for you. All right. Just send me a DM. You can see the, can you see the phone number at the bottom of my screen? That's bottom right. 0703-703-2116. So once you make your payment, you send me a DM, or you want to ask questions, you can slide into my DM and we can have a chat. So any questions, any questions, any questions at all? Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? You can type in the chat or raise your hand if you want to speak, and then I'm going to allow you on mute. You can raise your hand or type in the chat. I'll allow you on mute and you can speak. So I'm just going to give 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Let me see if I missed any question fast. How do you get the content for the slides? Okay, so I think that is covered. All right, I don't think I missed any question. So any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, so I believe we do not have any questions. So ensure to send me a DM. All right. After paying the 100K, can I defer my program? Yes, you can choose to start in August. That's actually a very smart way to do it, Oyedele. So you can pay and then say, I want to start later, so that even when you come later, and the prices have changed, that will no longer affect you because you have already secured, you have already taken advantage of the discount now. So you have the option for August cohort. So you can choose to start in August and you will be fine. Okay, so that is that about that aspect. Okay, that is that about that aspect. I believe there is no more questions. Oh, do we have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? And if you want to book a one-on-one session, that's the link in the chat for you to book a one-on-one, so we can jump on a call and have a chat about what works for you. All right. All right. So from my end, to be good night, okay, and I'll see you in class. Ensure once you have secured a spot, you send me a DM. All right, 0703-703-2116. Okay, and we can take it up from there. Cheers, guys, and have a wonderful evening.